Hello and welcome to Callum Connect Micro Podcast. Our guest today is Tong Pao. Tong Pao is the founder and CEO of Hologram Labs, which has raised $6.5 million to build the future of AI native content.
So the one habit that's been critical to my success is just to jot down the top 5 things I need to be done on Apple Notes. And this habit, I actually got inspiration from, I think, just listening to podcasts from St. Allman. But at the time, I thought it was silly because Apple Notes is not really good for organizing. I was such a productivity nerd. I was already very deeply embedded in the notion goals. You're supposed to do XYZ to ensure you're following the best way to label particular categories of the work you have to do. But I think now I realize what's beautiful about just having the simplest process possible with Apple Notes is that it allows me to spend the least time on process and the most time on progress. I think this startup journey is always a balance of establishing the minimal process you need to run a smooth experience for your teams to make progress. And I think if you're an early startup, you want to spend 99% of your time on progress and just be okay with having minimal process until you can't live with it anymore, until you're realizing the time that you're trying to track down things is actually taking away from your ability to make meaningful progress. That's a sign for you to now get a project management tool such as Linear or Jira, where you can assign tasks to your team, just making sure you can go back to these or to remember who's doing what. And I think the point when we realized we needed to start investing in basic Jira, or it was actually 2 years or 3 years after we started the company, where when we were a team of about 15, we had a full engineering team with a full PM. I think I realized that it was then really becoming unmanageable to be able to track down all the things we need to do. I think this is very different from how you might see on social media, on Twitter, what people say the starter path is. You need to get XYZ software subscriptions from day one. No, I really don't think you do. I think you can really just get started with Apple Notes.
If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to find more inspiring information about entrepreneurs around the world doing incredible things, make your way to enterprisezone.cc.